which lasted tens of millions of years, where giant creatures ruled from jungles to plains. At this time, the world was not as fragmented as it is today. A single landmass called Pangaea covered most of the planet. But underground, magma was simmering, causing the Earth's crust to separate. The cracks gradually widened, causing Pangaea to break apart into many pieces, the origin of the modern continents. During this process, the climate became warmer and wetter than ever. Heavy rain, high humidity, and stable temperatures created ideal conditions for the jungle to thrive. Dense primeval forests stretched from the North Pole to the South Pole. And in the shade of those giant trees, life began to transform. Tiny reptiles evolved rapidly, adapting to the new and potential environment. From there, dinosaurs, the greatest creatures that ever existed, officially appeared. With their massive bodies and superior adaptability, they quickly dominated every ecosystem. And the Jurassic period became the golden age of dinosaurs, an unprecedented biological empire in the history of the planet. During the Jurassic period, it was not the ferocious predators that ruled the roost. It was the giant herbivores that dominated the world in both numbers and size. In the open forest steppe, a herd of Brachiosaurus moved silently through the trees. Standing over 15 meters tall and weighing approximately 50 tons, Brachiosaurus was one of the largest creatures to ever walk the planet. Its long neck helped it reach the tallest trees, feeding on leaves that no one else could reach. The front legs are longer than the hind legs, creating a unique tilted posture, like a giant living crane in the wild. Nearby, Diplodocus appears up to 27 meters long, slender but no less impressive. Not as tall as Brachiosaurus, but the long whip-like tail is a powerful weapon. They can whip their tails at speeds exceeding the speed of sound, enough to intimidate any predator. Diplodocus lived in large herds, constantly migrating to find new food sources, mosses, conifers, ancient ferns. These herbivorous dinosaurs carved ancient trails through the forest, transforming the landscape with each step. Their huge digestive systems were specially designed, multi-chambered, containing microorganisms that helped break down cellulose. Every day, they had to eat up to several hundred kilograms of leaves to maintain their life and energy. No need for claws, no need for sharp fangs, just size and adaptation. They became the kings of the Jurassic steppe. These giant creatures were not only symbols of power, but also factors that shaped entire ancient ecosystems. And when they moved, the whole forest seemed to shake under their prehistoric footsteps. But in the world of giants, no place is truly safe. Hidden in the jungle, hunting machines are constantly evolving. One of the most effective predators of the Jurassic period, Allosaurus. Nearly 9 meters long, nearly 3 meters tall, it had a jaw full of razor-sharp, saw-like teeth. Its eyes were forward-facing, a rare feature that allowed it to judge distance with deadly precision. Not the largest of its kind, Allosaurus was remarkable for its speed, agility, and strategy. It did not like long chases. Instead, it preferred ambushes, striking quickly and then retreating. In some cases, Allosaurus could hunt in small groups, coordinating attacks from multiple directions, an amazing behavior for a reptile. Today's target was a young Stegosaurus that had strayed from its herd while crossing the open forest. Stegosaurus had formidable weapons, 4 large spikes on its tail, along with a row of spines that acted like armor. But an inexperienced young individual was the ideal prey for Allosaurus. With silent steps, it closed in on the forest canopy, the wind blowing in the opposite direction, leaving no scent. Then suddenly, a lightning-fast lunge, its teeth locking onto the neck. The Stegosaurus struggled, its tail flailing wildly, but missed its target. In a few short seconds, the battle was over. The stronger, faster, and smarter one won. In the Jurassic period, every day was a battle for survival, where the predator always lurked in the shadows. In the wilds of the Jurassic, not all prey were easy prey. Some species, although not predators, still possessed weapons that made hunters wary. Stegosaurus is a typical example. Weighing nearly 3 tons and measuring about 9 meters in length, it looked slow and simple. But behind that appearance was a deadly weapon, a tail with 4 sharp spikes up to a meter long. A single well-placed blow could shatter an Allosaurus's femur or tear through the thick skin that served as the predator's natural armor. In modern simulations, the force of a Stegosaurus tail swing could be as strong as a sledgehammer strike, weighing hundreds of kilograms. Those spikes weren't for show, they were vital weapons that made the difference between life and death. In addition, the row of large bony plates along its spine, once thought to be protective armor, were actually densely vascularized. They helped Stegosaurus regulate its temperature in hot environments and flaunt its body when it needed to show off or mate. When erect and engorged with blood, these plates glow red, making its body stand out and appear more threatening to its enemies. Although the Stegosaurus had a brain the size of a walnut, its survival instincts were compensated by its superbly adapted body. In confrontations, it did not run away, but turned its back, defensively ready to strike the decisive blow. And there were predators who lost their lives when they misjudged their prey. In the Jurassic period, the strongest was not only the fastest attacker, but also the most effective defender. Nature is unforgiving. either adapt to survive or be ruthlessly eliminated. And Stegosaurus is living proof that defending at the right time is also an art of survival. While the land was the domain of giant creatures, the Jurassic skies were no less vibrant. High above, huge black shadows glided over forests and seas. These were the pterosaurs, or flying lizards. They were the first vertebrates to conquer the skies before birds. The wingspan of some of the larger species could reach 12 meters, the same as a small plane today. Pterosaurs were not dinosaurs, but they shared a common ancestor, a group of prehistoric reptiles. Thanks to their hollow and light bone structure, they could glide for dozens of kilometers without landing. Some species, such as Rhamphorhynchus, had long tails with curved hooks at the tip, giving them extremely flexible direction control. They often flew close to the tree canopy, weaving through dense forests to hunt insects, small fish or lizards. Their sharp teeth, large eyes and sharp claws made them formidable aerial predators. When strong winds blew in from the sea, they spread their wings, taking advantage of the uplift to glide for hours with little effort. Some larger species, such as Pteranodon, lived near the sea, swooping down to catch fish like modern-day albatrosses. Despite their strange appearance, every part of the pterosaur's body was optimized for flight. From their thin, skin-like wings to their lightweight skeletons to their highly developed chest muscles. Their appearance opened up a new dimension for life, the sky. And for tens of millions of years, pterosaurs were the undisputed masters of the prehistoric era. Each time they spread their wings, it was more than just a movement of their wings. It was an evolutionary milestone for life. A giant leap, taking reptiles from the ground to the sky. No dynasty lasts forever. As the Jurassic period came to an end, nature began a new chapter, one of extremes and upheaval. The changes in the Earth's interior caused tectonic activity to become more intense than ever. Supervolcanoes erupted, covering vast swaths of land in ash and lava. The sun was blocked, temperatures fluctuated, and food chains were disrupted. Entire ecosystems collapsed in just a few thousand years, a blink of an eye in geological terms. Many dinosaurs could not adapt, forcing them to disappear from the planet. But in that adversity, some species evolved, opening up new paths of survival. That is the cold but fair law of nature. The fittest survive, the weakest are eliminated. And like an emotionless machine, the Earth continues to operate, without regret, without mercy. The Jurassic period closed after more than 50 million years of giant creatures. But this was not the end, but a transformation. Many dinosaurs could not adapt, forcing them to disappear from the planet. But in that adversity, some species evolved, opening up new paths of survival. That is the cold but fair law of nature. The fittest survive, the weakest are eliminated. And, like an emotionless machine, the Earth continues to operate without regret, without mercy. The Jurassic period closed after more than 50 million years of giant creatures. But this was not the end, but a transformation. Gentle giants, silent predators, and a relentless struggle for survival. For over 50 million years, these creatures have left an indelible mark on the history of life. From the heavy tread of mud to the screeching of flying lizards, all sounds are now silent. But their legacy lives on, in fossils, in footprints, and in mountains that were once seabeds. Every broken bone tells a story, every geological layer an untold page of history. Though time has swept away these great creatures, their memory lives on in the heart of the planet. The Jurassic is not just an era, it is a symbol of the power of evolution and extraordinary adaptability. It reminds us that every creature, no matter how mighty, is temporary in the endless flow of time, and that life, however fragile, always finds a way to overcome adversity. When the wind blows through the ancient forests, we can hear the footsteps of a lost era echoing in the distance. faint echo, but full of pride. This is the world of tomorrow, where the past lives on through every film, every story, and every new discovery. The journey of discovery is not over yet. It has only just begun. There are many mysteries waiting to be revealed, from the ground, from fossils, and from the human imagination. We have only just stepped through the first door into the world of dinosaurs.